Alright, so I've been thinking. Pokemon has two types that are very, very underwhelming: Bug and Ice. Time to fix them. Let's start with Ice. It's a little bit easier. We need a new ability, we need a new retweak to their precious freeze, and just for shits and giggles, we may also need, and you didn't hear this from me, but to change a certain type that they are weak to. So, first, let's start off with the big elephant in the room. We need to fix freeze. And the easiest way, just turn the shit back into frost/frostbite. But we'll give it a new sort of dependency. If you are affected by the status effect, the Pokemon's special attack is lowered, cut in half, just like Burn. It's Burn, but with the effect of paralysis, and it's about special attack. That would, one, introduce something that hampers special attack, something that this game does not have and sorely lacks, and two, the more interesting thing about this is that it adds the paralysis effect. So it keeps the spirit of freeze where you can't fucking move, but with the satisfying pain of special effect Burn. And the whole "it's so cold it burns" kind of joke still kind of works there as well. This would change and make the mechanics of Pokemon a little bit different, but not too much to where it's radically weird. Snow and blizzards still increase the chance of frost happening. There is no lowering or anything like that going on except for the special effects or special attack. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that works just fine. The next thing is we have to add a new ability, and I call it Frozen Salad. Not salad. Frozen Solid. What did I say, salad? Anyway, Frozen Solid. And it's very simple. Special attacks are weakened when they hit a Pokemon with this ability. Boom, there you go. So, for example, if my Vanillix max special defense and defense is hit by a flamethrower, the shit does nothing. Because one, defense chunky, and two, Frozen Solid. This shit does not work. Will it still hurt? Of course, because we gotta remember type effectivencies. But not as badly. Basically, your fucking ice types don't melt in the morning sun in one go. They take time. So, we'll keep the whole ice status effect can't affect fire thing and all that stuff is good. We'll just change what it does, how it affects, the activation rate, the ability will add in to make bulky Pokemon bulkier. Actually, now that I think about it, this would just be a sort of different version of that Beware of special ability. I forgot what it was called, but it'll be something similar to that. There you go. Now, the last thing is the weakness. Get rid of fighting. It doesn't really need to be there. I mean, I understand why it's there. Game balancing and fighting needs to break more things than it already does. But generally speaking, I think it should be neutral to ice. The reason for this is because even though there are great martial artists that can break bricks of ice, I've hardly seen anyone say they want to challenge the iceberg that killed everyone on the Titanic. Just saying. Haven't seen anyone try to rematch him, ever. By the way, he beat Steel type. He beat the Titanic. Just saying. Ice, pretty powerful. Plus, this would only leave kind of the smart things that ice would be weak to. Like fire and I guess rocks. You throw a big boulder at a small chunk of the ice cube, I think it's gonna break off a bit. Catapults and such. And then we'll keep steel, because even though the Titanic lost, a compression vac would probably win against an ice cube, just saying. Alright, next is Bug. Bug is weird. So, a lot of types in the game have gimmicks. Ice, electric, and fire, and all of them have statuses. Normal is roundabout. They also, weirdly enough, have a status with sleep. Then you also have, dragon, incredibly rare, it's just like powerful, but can't hurt cute fairies. Cute fairy magic kills dragons, so on and so forth. So let's give Bug a very, very funny one. Give them critical hits. Let them have the cake and eat it too. So, we'll rework the ability Swarm. Swarm's standard ability is very similar to like the basic bitch abilities your starters have, where this Pokemon's special typing attacks are, strong when they're dying. But no, let's make Swarm something better. Swarm will simply boost the power of bug-type moves by a certain percentage and also increase the chance of critical hits by a generous 25%. We could do less than that, so as long as it's not 50%. That way, any bug-type move can be a threat. Any bug-type with the ability can be a threat. A sweaty threat, a sweat. And, most importantly, it gives a bit more value to the bug type overall. But now to fix the type overall, we also have to add something to its type, weakness, and defense chart. And it's pretty simple. Bugs should be strong or at least neutral to fairy. When you think about it, in most legends, fairies are like Tinkerbell, small humanoids with insect wings, specifically moth or butterfly. And if they're not quick enough or paying attention or looking at where they should point their magic, I swear to God, Tinkerbell's abdomen is going to be eaten by a praying mantis. Just saying. So if that's the case, I just think that they should be somewhat equal and not for some fucking weird reason Bug being ineffective. I mean, I get fairies not being able to stop fire. I mean, hot burn. But Bug? Really? I'm pretty sure there's some depraved drawing of an insect eating the abdomen of some fairy somewhere. Someone had to think about it. They're tiny humans with wings. Birds, all kinds of shit can eat them. Surprised they're no wonder they're not real. They're extinct. Anyway, off of that tangent, the last thing to do would probably give it an immunity. There aren't too many things that I could see them being immune to except for poison, though. I mean, you could make them immune to fairies' magic, but I still think that wouldn't make much sense. But hey, do you? But in all fairness, I think they should be at least immune to poison. Making them immune to poison makes bugs a little bit more viable because things like, I don't know, what's a good attacker? Heracross, Golisopod, Scizor. They would be, well, Scissor's already kind of immune thanks to steel to poison, but you get my point. When they hit the ground on some toxic spikes or toxic thread, guess what, boys? Nothing fucking happens, and that's because they're immune to it now. So, giving them an extra immunity, making them stronger against fairies, what was fairy weak to? Poison, steel, and what, that's it? I think that's it. Yeah, so give them Bug. That's their third weakness. Easy. Fucking easy, eh? And then that pretty much fixes it. Now keep in mind that when it comes down to the Pokemon individually, that is up to Game Freak's stat distribution. That's all them. If they want to give, a Pokemon extra attack, they can, or reconfigure it to where they're actually useful for the changes that have been made to the types. But other than that, hey, this was just my opinion. I just think it should be this way. It doesn't mean it's going to be that way. They might just say, hey, listen to this guy on the internet. Haha, fuck him. And then just keep going on like nothing ever happened. So, yeah, it's fun to theorize, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's their game. They want to make it shit. They want to make it shit. Otherwise, Alright, I'm done. Fuck off. Or actually, no. Good night. Goodbye. That's mean. Go away.